Okay, boys and girls, last week we talked about measurement, but what we talked about measuring was how long and how short something is, remember? And we talked about rulers, and we talked about yardsticks, and we talked about measuring things with a tape measure. And then we used things like our popsicle sticks to measure, or we used some sort of animal crackers, or maybe we used Teddy Grahams or some other thing in order to measure things using non-standard measurement. Today we're going to talk about the weight of things, how much things weigh. So in order to measure the weight of things, people might use different things. Like this is a scale that you would set something on like this. Remember, we did this with our pumpkins, and then it's going to show me on the number down here how much it weighs. The other thing, something you may have seen at the doctor's office, would be a scale similar to this. They're usually taller, but it has numbers on it. So if I push it, let's see, if I push on it, it should show me, my battery might be down, but it shows me up here how much I would weigh, or Duncan would weigh, or if I put Bo on here, how much he would weigh. So this would be a way to measure things. Also at the grocery store, if you've seen them, there's a scale, usually has a basket that you can put your produce in, whether it's apples or oranges or whatever, to see how much they weigh, and they charge you then by the pound. So my scales weigh different things. They weigh pounds, they weigh ounces, and all kinds of things like that. Today we're going to weigh things kind of differently. So I went and got a can out of my pantry. It's just a plain old can of food. This one happens to be cream corn. And I'm going to use this to weigh or to measure things. I'm going to show you how. So I have this. This is what I'm going to use in this hand over here. Then I got just some stuff from around my house. So I got this thing of soap. I got this paintbrush thingy, one of those foam paintbrushes. I got some duct tape. I got some salt, and then a box that has these tea bags in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my can in this hand. I'm going to feel it like this. And I'm going to take each item and hold it in this hand. And I'm going to tell you if I think it is heavier or lighter than my can of corn I have right here. So here's my corn. And I'm going to hold this. And when I hold it, this is much heavier. So this paintbrush is lighter than my can. And I'm going to put it over here because this is the side that is lighter. Then I'm going to hold my soap. Ooh, my soap is heavier than my can. So I'm going to put my heavy over here. This is heavier than my can of corn. Now I'm going to check my duct tape. This has been very handy. And see if my duct tape is heavier or lighter than my can. So my can, and it is definitely lighter than my can. I'm going to put it over here on this side because it's lighter than my can. And then I'm going to check my salt. Now these look very similar in size, don't they? One's a little taller. But do you know what? Salt is very heavy. And actually, it is a lot heavier than my can of corn over here. So I'm going to put it over here with the heavy stuff. Okay, so I have two that are heavy, two that are light. I wonder what this box will be. Now, if I hold the size of the box up here, it's bigger than the can, isn't it? That's not what we're checking. We're checking to see if it's heavier than my can or if it's lighter, and it is definitely a lot lighter. Even though the size of the box is bigger, it does not weigh nearly as much as my can, so it goes in my light side. So here's my can that I use for measuring. So the things that are lighter than my can of corn is my brush, my duct tape, my box of tea bags are all lighter than this can of corn. But things that are heavier than my can of corn are this bottle of soap and this container of salt. Definitely a lot heavier. So you go find something that you can use for measuring. It can be a can of food, it could be a bottle of water, something like that, something you can carry in your hand. Go find one thing and then choose some things from around your house and just, maybe a stuffed animal, maybe a rock, maybe your tennis shoe, maybe you have some soap like shampoo that you can use, and you check to see what is lighter and what is heavier than your item. You guys have a great day. Bye.